Welcome to the Affinity Sports Registrar Training Toolset. To get started, please log in with your secure username and password. When you log in to the CalSouth system, you first want to always make sure you're working in the correct season. Today, I'll be demonstrating Fall 2016-2017. When you first log in as a registrar, you will notice that CalSouth will post any instructions or information that is vital to you and your membership. First, you will click on Leagues. This will pull up your league configurations. Once you click on the Security tab, you'll be able to set up your board members within your organization. If you select Edit by your name, it'll show your user type, registrar, your personal information, and your access below. This drop-down menu here is where you set up your registrar, president, director of coaching, treasurer, assistant registrar, or any users you have with your board that you'd like to present access to. Down below, this checkbox, League Registrar, provides you with the highest access to create teams, roster players, print passes, and official rosters. League Board Member only provides you viewing rights, so maybe you have a president or a board member that would like to look up information, send email, or run reports. However, you don't want them to be able to make any changes to the player or parent information. You can reset usernames and passwords here, and then simply click Update. We have an age group coordinator role, and that's if you have a larger club and maybe you divide it up between your rec and competitive. You would select their name from the drop down, and then you would say for competitive, this administrator has access through U8, U9, and U10, and recreational might be from 4 through 19. Next, you will click on this registration tab. This is where you set up your season. You can simply check on the All box and it'll select all of your age groups. You want to make sure that coach and player are both selected. Recreational, maybe you don't have U4, U5, so you can unselect those, and your U6 through U19. CalSouth will be moving to birth year, and you will see age groups here instead. You will see 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, and so on. Once you've made your changes, you simply click Update. Next is your level of play. Over here you have Type of Play on the right-hand side in a drop-down. You could say Competitive, but maybe you want to call it Premier. And then you must provide a play level code. I will select P for Premier, and then you hit Create. This drop down here are recognized play levels by your state association. However, we do provide you the flexibility to relabel them to meet your needs of your soccer club. So maybe for your youngers, you call them Micro for recreation, play level code M, but all of your billing and insurance will be under the label of recreation. Once you've created your new play types, this stays within the system from season to season and year to year. Now you would click back on your season grid, and now you have the age groups associated with Micro. You would check them off here, select coach and player application types, and then with Premier, that is going to start at under 8. And click Update. That is basically the only functions that you must do at the league level. Next, you can either click on Clubs from the left-hand navigation or click this down arrow. Some organizations choose to create multiple clubs underneath their league. The reason behind that is some like to have their rec separated from their competitive. It is completely optional. This is a redundant step, but you must come down here and check off your age groups once again. All of these other configurations are set up for online registration. If you're interested in that portion, please either contact your account manager or view our video called Online Registration Setup. You must select your season grid for both the league and club before you'll see it available in your drop-down here on the left-hand side. Next, we'll go into team creation. On the left-hand side, select Team, and then Create. Your district and your league will automatically populate, but you must select your club. The season will populate Fall 2016-2017. Select your play level. I'll create Competitive, Boys, 13, and then you provided a team name. The system will create a unique team identification number, and then you click Add Team. The system will show you an overview of what you've just created, and if you'd like to create duplicates, you can. Maybe you have 3 other Boys 13 teams you'd like to create. Otherwise, for our demonstration today, I will leave it at 1 and click Edit Details. Now I have a series of tabs going across the top of my page: Roster Administrator, Roster Player, Activation, Team Roster, Travel Roster, Tournament, and Website. So we just covered Team Create. The next option is Team Creation Matrix. If you choose to quickly create 100 teams at once, you can through this feature. So for competitive, I will have 2 girls under 8 and 1 boys under 8, 1 under 9 for boys and girls, 2 10s, and I have 5 U11 girls teams. I will hit Continue. Now I'm on Recreation. If you have co-ed teams, you will create them as boys teams, which will allow you to roster girls onto them. So I'll just create 3, 3, 3, and 3, and hit Continue. I do not have any top soccer, so I'll simply click Finish. The system will give me an overview. I just created 26 teams. We have the email function here, team identification number, team name, the play level, the age, the club name, how many administrators, players, and if I have a head coach, his or her name will show up here. When I'm using the team creation matrix, I will then click on the team ID number, and I will update the name of the team. So this will be called the Stars. I scroll down and hit Update. I have the Next Team feature up here in the right-hand corner. And I will call this Gizmos. Update. And you continue working your way through each team to update the team name. You also have full flexibility to change the age, gender, and play level because teams are not approved or activated at this point. So I'll make this an under 10 boys team and hit Update. Next, I'll go to Team on the left-hand side, and I can either search by the play level, gender, age group, team name, or team ID number, or I could simply click the search button. It'll show me all my teams within my club. I will search for my Dragons team. And I will click on Roster Administrator. You can search by the person's last name and click the search button. So Natalie Demo will be the head coach. Or you can also go ahead and hit Save Administrators, or you can click the Show All button. It'll show you all available administrators that you can place on your team. So Kimberly Tester will be the assistant coach, and Christine Test will be the team manager. Down below, we provide you a snapshot of the administrator's information. So if you have two team officials that have the same name, maybe their date of birth, their risk management, their coaching license information, it will display down below. Then you click Save Administrators, and you move on to the Roster Player tab. The system will default to the age of the team, so you can say, show me everyone that's available to be placed on this team. The players will show up on the left-hand side available to be assigned to the team. You can click on their name on the left and click Add Player, or you can click on their name, hold down the Shift key and the down arrow, and you could add multiple players at the same time over to the team. Again, down below we show you a snapshot of their information. Custom field questions would be listed here, or any preferences that the parent has inputted. Go ahead and hit Save Players. And then we have the Activation tab. CalSouth will always provide you information as to why the team is in violation and cannot be approved. It could be that the administrators don't have the proper license requirement, risk management status, the players might not have been cleared, such as going through accepted and age legal process. If you click over here on the team roster page, you will see icons displaying this information. Risk management, they don't have the right license, they don't have photos uploaded. You can click on their silhouette here and you can upload a photo for them. You just browse your desktop wherever you have your photos listed. And then you can resize, crop, or rotate the image and hit upload. Same with your players here as well. Once teams have been approved, you will be able to click on the check box here and you can click Print ID Card PDF. Coaches and managers can also email their administrators and players. They can either send an email here or send a group text message. If they want to send an email, they could click Email Selected. The system will pull up a template. You can use macros to personalize the body of the email. You can change your from name. You have to enter a valid from email address. You can CC anybody within your organization that you'd like. You can send an attachment. So if you have a pretty marketing flyer, a PDF doc, or a Word doc, maybe it's a soccer camp you want to promote, you can attach that here and send it off to your membership. Okay, I'll go ahead and go back. And did my cards print correctly? No. And then any rosters that you'd like to print out here, you can do so. Print team roster, print team payments, uniform report, or the email included on the team roster. Next is the Tournament tab. And any tournaments or leagues that are opened on the Affinity Sports system will show up in a drop down here. You can select the organization and hit Register. You as the registrar or board member can apply teams to competitions, or your coach or manager has the same functionality. Next, we're going to click on Player/Administrators. We have Player Lookup, Administrator Lookup, Parent Lookup, Add Player Administrator, and Payment Management. We will first go to Player Lookup. Over on this drop down here, you want to select Pending All Applications, and players have to be marked Accepted and Age Legal in order for them to be cleared and rostered to a team. So you can either click on one box at a time to accept the players, or you can click on the word Age Legal and it'll check everybody down. Same with Accepted. And then you hit Save Application Changes. You can sort by date range, so show me all the players that have registered in the month of March and hit search. You can break it down again by play type, gender, age group. You can email from every lookup screen, so you can do player lookup, team lookup, or administrator lookup. I will go ahead and click on a player's record. If they have a photo uploaded, they would show here. Any birth certificate or legal documents would be displayed here. Once a player has been accepted into your league, the name, birth date, and gender is grayed out, but you can still update person and notify an emergency, phone number, or any custom field questions that you have for your league. Everything is a hyperlink, so if you needed to update the parents' information, you can update the address and then scroll down and hit update. You can also reset usernames and passwords for your parents here as well. Next, we'll go to Administrator Lookup, and you have this risk filter by. So you could say, show me all of my administrators that are approved. Of anybody that has a none status that still needs to do a background check through the Department of Justice with Cal South. Here are your administrators that pull up. I would click on their information. It'll show you all the teams that they're associated with. Any coaching license or risk management information would be displayed here. Again, this area is also grayed out and can only be updated by the state office. If you needed to create a new application, you can click on this Applications tab here, and you have this button, Create New Administrator Application. Parent Lookup is very similar. You just search for the parent's last name, and their information would display here. So you can click on their record, and then the Children's tab to get to the child. You can click Edit, and within the Players Applications tab, you will have the same button, Create New Season Application. The system has a current season and an other season, so if there's any historical information where this child played before, it would display under the Other Seasons tab. Next is the Add Player Administrator feature. You first must search the entire database for that player. You need to know their first name, last name, and birth date. And hit the Find button. If the system's unable to find any match in the system, you will have the ability to create a new youth player application. All right, you enter the parent's information. Address, city, and at least one phone number is required, and an email address. And then hit Save and Continue. You select your league and your club and what play level. You receive their payment, you accept them into your league, and you verified their birth docs. If your teams are already created, you'll have the ability to drop them directly on the team from here. Create application. If you want to upload the player's photo and or birth certificate, you can. All of this information is optional. You can choose to make it required if you'd like, otherwise you just hit Save and move on to the electronic legal agreements. You can either bypass these altogether, or if you collected paper electronic legal agreements on the field, you can say, I accept as the registrar on behalf of the written waivers by the parent, and hit Agree. You can either then hit Create Order Number and record the cash or paper check that you received at the field. Otherwise, you just hit Add New Player and you would go on to the next family to input. Next, we have Payment Management. If you are managing payments through our online registration or offline, you could come in here and you can search by credit cards, paper check, electronic check, discount, scholarship, etc., and search for that information. Once your players display on the screen, you will see an order number, their ID number, fees paid, and the amount due. PP stands for payment plan. If I click on Adrian Test, it'll tell me they're on a check paper plan. The first installment of $110 has been applied, and it shows the remaining installments. You can add products to order. So let's say a check didn't go through. You can add an NSF fee, $25, select it for that player, and hit Create. This will add as a line item or product on the page. You also have the ability to adjust payments. If you click on the Adjust Payment tool, you can click on Edit by any installment, and you can add additional installments. So if this is a family in financial hardship and you'd like to offer them 6 months instead of the standard 5 installments, you can. You can change the due date, and you can always change the amount. You either hit Update or Save as a new installment. The next area is ID cards. You can either print from the team roster page or in batch in the ID cards area. You can sort by print status not printed, and you can sort by players or administrators. The next area is the Event Manager. This is where you can create any soccer camps or clinics through our system. If it's a soccer camp, you do have to get it approved by the CalSouth corporate office, known as the CAP program. So we'll do a skills training. This is for my demo club. Is it open to the public, or is it restricted only for players within your league? Requires payment, auto accept, list not viewable to the public, and then you have your start and your end date. So this event will start on May 20th, and it will go until the 30th, and parents can start registering on today's date, and we will let them register right before the day of. And then you have your age calculation date. January 1, 2017. Save and continue. Next, we provide you a description area. This is where you can list any information that you want parents to know before they bring their child to the event. Bring water, sunscreen, etc. Then save and continue. Then you have a location. So you can either select one and hit save and continue, or you can create a new one if it's the first time you're holding an event through the system. Next is you look up either, it could be your director of coaching or a board member that's holding the event, so you can look up the administrator. And if they're brand new, you can simply search for them and add them in. Create. Now you have a series of tabs at the top. Event session is if you have multiple sessions. So we might have session 1 and session 2. So session 2, we're going to have at least a minimum of 1 player and a maximum of 50. You can provide a wait list. We also have registration by invitation only. So if it's a more premier level camp and you only want to send this link out to certain individuals, you can. So when is the session start date? So it's going to be the 21st. This is going to be a 1-day event. And again, you have the ability to set up a different calculation date if needed. It can reoccur, so maybe it's something that reoccurs every Monday. And you have an event description, a content editor if you wanted to write different text for this session. Okay, and I'll go ahead and edit my skills training, and this one I'm going to have 75 people attend. You have your session location, so if they're at different venues or complexes, you can itemize those. You can set up age groups, add an itinerary, and you might have different staff members for each event. You can also create custom field questions for each session. So let's see, volunteers needed, check boxes, picture day, and snack shop. Show on application applies to this event and it's a required field. Next is the registration tab. This is where you can set up your fees for your different sessions. So skills training is going to be $100 and session 2 is only $55. M stands for mandatory. That means everybody registering for either session has to pay the fee. You can also set up optional fees that people can opt in to purchase. Registration fee and create. You can set up discounts, you can change the configurations and the text on the online registration, you can update your email address, confirmation email that is sent to the parents, and the content. Applicant tab, this is where you would search for your attendees. You can send an email, you can see everyone that's paid, and you can accept your attendees. We also provide reports, so if you want to run an attendees all fields report and export into Excel, it'll generate an attendees list for you. The next section that we'll cover is reports. We offer everything from player count reports, financial reports, team reports, so if you need to batch print your player rosters, uniform reports, we provide this information here. All reports are exportable into Excel, CSV, PDF, Word, whatever format you desire. I'm going to go ahead and select League Report. And this is how you could search to see if you have any duplicate players within your league. Next, I'm going to click on Player Report, which will bring me to Player Lookup. You want to make sure that your league and your club is selected. I'm going to do all application status. Up at the top we have Choose Report. I'd like to select Player Detail with all fields and click the printer icon. This report will provide everything from the player's information and all of the parent information. I will select Export into Excel and click the icon. And this is how you run reports in our system. The last part that we'll cover today is our technical support. We're here Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and on the weekends from 7 to 3:30. Dedicated phone number is 800-817-5977, or you can always click to enter a help desk ticket. I hope this video was helpful, and if you have any questions, please let us know. Thank you.